Hey, shalom, shalom. Welcome once again to Trap With Us. Talk real and personal with us.
What it do, what it do?
It's your brother Marshall Rocky over here, and hi, I'm Judah Mack.
What's going on, y'all? Hey, share the class real quick.
Yeah, share the class.
Yeah,
I'm
be sure
you get a notification.
I heard mine. That's why I said that.
All right.
This month,
My battery gonna die. My battery gonna die.
Bullshit.
All right, y'all, hold on. We gotta get our shit together.
Yeah.
We should be doing this shit before we even turn on the camera, but we don't.
I can't though.
This is real shit.
Yeah, I can't though, y'all. I literally gotta do this shit.
All right. Hey, shout out to where that song at? Shout out to E40 and Too Short for a motherfucking very epic song that they composed and performed and put out. What's the name of it?
Bitch.
It's a wonderful song. I know some of y'all might think it might be worldly, a little worldly and whatnot, but when you really listen to it and what it's talking about, the message is solid.
Yep, the message is solid.
You mind playing that real quick before we get started?
No, I don't, man. Shit, you know I don't mind.
Okay, I would love to hear that before we get started. Hey, my bad. I've been busy. I had shit going on all week. Call me later on today. I ain't forgot about you, brother. I love you, man.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Only thing I ask of all you brothers is this right here. Man, fuck your stupid ass phone.
Nigga, don't act like us. That's why I don't got no buzz.
Bitch!
Oh, that's why Too Short need for the same.
Bitch!
Hey, y'all see how I lost the beat right there? I keep it real. I lost that motherfucker.
Bitch!
Don't do it. That's no problem. See me?
Hey, hell, y'all gonna play that before y'all go into a study and go into the scriptures or whatever. You can't play nothing like that. Yes, you can. Don't listen to that bullshit. It's real life. So anyway, yesterday's class was called She Repented Not. We ran a little bit long or whatever, so we're going to go into the last few precepts of the class. So this is going to be a short class. Possibly. Maybe.
I was going to say the same
It'll be a short little understanding or whatever. But we talk really personal. Some of y'all be offended or whatever, but when it's all said and done, y'all know this stuff is true. No matter how it's delivered and whatnot. Hey, I'm going to tell you, when y'all be talking about the delivery and the cuss words or whatever, think about something. You are starving. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. It's something about these classes. It's like, man, it's real. It's just hard, man. Y'all come so hard. But if you was hungry, if you ain't ate in 3-4 days and your stomach is growling and rumbling, and somebody brings you some food and it's on a motherfucking dirty plate. Let's say the food's on a dirty plate, but it's chicken, it's greens, it's vegetables and shit. You wouldn't be like, man, I ain't eating that. The plate is dirty. It ain't presented right. Where's the presentation of the plate? It should have garnish on the side. It should be pretty and whatnot. You ain't doing that. You're going to be like, thank you. That's what the fuck you going to be doing. Let me come at us with that bullshit. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You the one starving us. You wouldn't even be on here. I'm fucking full.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, we be saying that all the time, man, when we be talking to people. It's like, you calling me. I read the Bible.
Every day.
I read this and I understand this. So that means I have something that you're requiring of me. So don't come with me with the bullshit. Like he's saying, you masking all this shit when in reality, you starving for the shit because you ain't going to find it nowhere else. Just be honest with yourself.
Let me stop. And this ain't no arrogant shit. This is just real shit. It's like, stop.
Who else talking shit like your uncle? Who else talking shit like your daddy? Who else just remind you of, damn, man, when I'm back home and my uncles used to slam bones and talk shit with each other and maybe drinking and cussing and all that? And sometimes y'all be doing it at your house. That's why it's called Talk Real and Personal.
Exactly.
Exactly what it is. Just be who you are. Just keep the commandments with it.
Just so y'all know, this ain't the Christian church right here. So we actually live this stuff, and I always say this, but we live it. Hey, Rashad, shalom, brother, shout out. We actually live this stuff, and we ain't ashamed of it, you know. Some of y'all be living y'all regular life, and then when y'all want to get spiritual, y'all come into things like this and be like, this is where I come to feel like I love Jesus. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. We actually live this shit every day. We do this shit all day. And we trying to encourage all of y'all to do this all day. It's a much better life when you actually live it. And you yourself, you can be yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, I gotta share something with y'all. I just did a live video about it, but I'm gonna do it on the trap page because I know the sister might still be able, because I don't block them from here. So the sister might still be able to look at this shit. So yesterday I had a sister, I wish I could pull it up, but I blocked her ass. There's a sister that I grew up in school with. I didn't grow up with her in my neighborhood, but in school. I know her from school. I won't say her name. You know what I'm saying? Out of the...
Tell the story.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell the story?
Yeah.
All right, nigga.
Preach, nigga.
So, the sister, every so often I look at her page and shit, and, you know, we done dialogue back and forth or whatever. You know, the nostalgia of, you know, high school, keeping up with motherfuckers you went to middle school and high school with. You know, different lives and shit. And she looked good for her age and whatnot. She looked like she's doing decent for herself, maybe financially or fucking socially or whatever. You got kids and whatnot. You got some beautiful. She got a daughter. And the daughter's beautiful. And this, that, and the third. So every so often she comments on my shit and then I comment on her shit. And I ain't trying to get at her or nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just, you know, no situation like that. So she had put up a post and she had her daughter and there was this big dude, you know what I'm saying, big muscular, looked like a motherfucking linebacker nigga. Like he'll rip your face off. And he's standing there with her and the daughter's hugged up next to this nigga and shit. And daughter got on, I think she got on pants and whatnot. The motherfuckers is tight, because you know how women wear their pants tight. You see all the thighs and all that shit and whatnot. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful young girl. So I'm thinking to myself, because the post she put up is, he don't play about her. Like, he don't play about her. He's dead serious when it comes to her. He ain't playing no games. So in my mind, when I hear that, I know that Maserati, which is my brother, and I got a daughter, Raina, and I know my daughter's a virgin, and I don't fucking play about that shit. Period. I want her to be presented to a man righteous, whole. That's the only man that ever touched her. He can securely dwell safely in knowing that the only naked ass penis that she's ever touched is his, and the only penis that ever touched her is his. Period. That is a precious thing of God. That's what your asses was made for, sisters. So when I see somebody saying, righteous brother, don't play about this young lady, and she's still a young lady, because the sister's my age, so her daughter can't be no older than my daughter. And she wasn't in school. I don't think she was as wild. She was more reserved than I was, so she wasn't like I was, so she got to be a little bit younger than my daughter. So when I say that Maserati don't play about Raina, that means that Raina ain't going to be defiling herself. She ain't going to be fucking around because he's a true protector of the same way I would be. So I commented on her shit like, yeah, that's right. All praises that brother stands up and protects the virginity of our young sisters. We need more brothers like that out here or whatever. I'm giving this nigga props. So I showed Marsha and I said something in me, because she commented back and started going to all the attributes. Remember, my daughter's well-rounded, a good student, this, that, and the third, but nothing about virginity. It's all about fucking social accolades and shit. And I'm like, okay, cool, all praises. Like I was saying, all praise to the Most High for men like that will fucking protect them and whatnot, so she can be a righteous wife and be presented to her king as a righteous wife. I looked at Marsha, I said, man, this sister's fucking offended by this shit. Even though I exhorted her daughter as a virgin, fit for a king, this, that, and the third, she got offended by that motherfucking shit. These are the motherfuckers that's here in America. So this morning I get up, I'm about to read the motherfucker. Fuck it. This morning I get up.
Oh, it came from this morning?
Yeah. And this is what I got. Yo, I'm going to have to let you go as a friend on here. It didn't sit well with me, you talking about my daughter's virginity and her being fit for a king. Or you jumping on my post and inbox. No hard feelings though. Take care of yourself, buddy. Exclamation point. What the fuck? This is what, hey brothers, these are how these, and this sister, when you look at her, you think, she's cool, little job, she ain't too much, she don't be doing, her titties don't be all out and shit, so you would think that, this is maybe one of the good ones. No. Yo, I'm going to have to let you go as a friend on here. Fuck, what did I do? Fuck I do. Why you gonna let me go as a Facebook friend? What the fuck did I do? It didn't sit well with me, you talking about my daughter's virginity and her being fit for a king. What the fuck? Are you serious? It didn't sit well with you that I'm talking about all praises to the Most High for securing your daughter's virginity, and she, because of that, is fit for a king? Would it just sit right with you and I'm like, damn, your daughter got a fat ass and a camel toe is sticking out, man. God damn, man, your daughter's cold, girl. I'm telling you, man. Hey, what's her number? Was that fucking shit? You motherfuckers. How the? It didn't sit right with me. You talking about my daughter's virginity and her being fit for a king. Y'all think that we be talking this shit? I would show you the text message, but her fucking name is on. I don't want to do that. I blocked her already, so she can see this because I don't be blocking people on this page. If you can see this, shame the fuck on you. Yeah, this is why these classes be coming out like this. And you brothers be like, man, you can't be talking about all women like that, man. You know, women and women. Shut your punk ass up. This is the type of shit that be coming out of the righteous women's mouth.
Hey, here's the thing though. I can already feel even brothers on the other end, they probably feeling, what's the word? Like embarrassed that you would even throw a statement out there. But let me educate y'all brothers, man. You can read the shit in the Bible. It ain't like a big deal. Unless the fucking women who run shit make it a big deal. You can read all throughout the scriptures where a girl, a young maid would proudly say, I'm a virgin. Her damn self. Or a man would ask her, and she would proudly say the shit. It's so nonchalant and rolls off your tongue because it's natural. And I'm going to say this again. I speak to a lot of people.
A lot.
Take your ass over the pond. You ask the same shit. You don't get the bullshit.
America's fucked up.
You don't get the bullshit. So that's why a lot of y'all cringe when he says this stuff and you would be like, why would he say that? It's because you still got that mindset that you're not a man. Sorry. Because men, you don't get ashamed and embarrassed for asking shit that's supposed to be normal. And you definitely don't feel ashamed and embarrassed because a fucking woman is trying to challenge you. Fuck that. The first woman that opened her mouth and got something to say against a man, she's a fucking Jezebel. It ain't that hard. Submission means be quiet. Shit, that ain't hard to understand. It ain't difficult to understand. Whether you agree, disagree, be quiet. Exit the conversation. There's so many avenues that you women can do that you don't have to put yourself in that position. But guess what? You fucking hate God and you definitely hate men. So all you brothers who even offended by him saying that, shame on you too. And man up.
I bet if that brother that was in the picture with her daughter, if he heard what I was saying, he probably, for the sake of protecting women, because I don't be playing against these motherfucking women, he'd be mad at me. And then I can look at him probably and be like, brother, I was saying that all praises to God for you protecting her virginity. Because that's what us as men are supposed to do until we're able to pass them off to their husband who can take them and she's fit for a king. Not a regular drug dealing motherfucking piece of shit. This is a virgin girl that's fit for a king with all these attributes that her mama gave. And part of that is because you protect her. This one, I'm not positive, I don't know. So the brother might be looking and get mad, nigga. But if you a righteous motherfucker, you'll be like, yeah, that's right, because that's what I do. I protect her. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that she don't blow her fucking back out with these monkey ass niggas so she can be a righteous wife for a king. But I guarantee you that he'll look at this shit because the mama's mad and shit, and because her daughter ain't no fucking virgin, and probably already got her back blown out left and right. Probably did more nasty shit than her mama to listen to the WAP and all that bullshit from Cardi B. And her mama's mad. I'm offended. You talking about my daughter's supposed to be a virgin fit for a king. How the fuck you gonna say that? Stanley, you heard what this nigga said. He be like, bro, I'll beat this motherfucking nigga fuck up. Fuck you too, nigga. If that's the way you feel. If not, if you really a righteous brother and you ain't like it, man, we need more like you. If not, fuck you, nigga. And you can probably fight, nigga. Beat me up. I'll do a class about you later on, nigga. You fucking kill me, nigga. You motherfuckers kill me, man. This shit is, no matter how strong you are, or nothing, it still is what it is. You be a strong, fighting, bitch-ass nigga.
Alright, let's go.
Nah, nigga, I ain't do ranting.
Alright, go ahead.
Nah.
Shit, go ahead, dude.
It should be funny, man.
If you're not, I'm cool.
Nah, I'm cool. Let's go. Let's finish this class out. Just a couple more scriptures. Ezekiel 23 and 1. We're gonna read.
We're gonna start Jeremiah.
Yeah, right here. That's why I put the line right here.
Oh, so yeah, Ezekiel. Okay.
Yeah, Ezekiel. Matter of fact, let's start at Jeremiah.
Okay.
Because that's a good spot to start at.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 17. Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee.
That's what the Most High tells us to do as teachers. Speak unto the people everything that He commands us to speak. You ain't got to sugarcoat nothing. It's the word of God. If any of y'all are mad at me or Maserati for coming out of the word of God and telling you exactly how it is and not Christian pastoring your dumb asses, like them fucking lying ass Christian pastors, if y'all mad at us for that, then cool. Kill a nigga, because Christ died for the same shit and so did his apostles, and then they got a spot in the kingdom. So I'm looking for my spot. If that's the fate that the Most High got for me or my brother. That's a righteous death. Whatever. Read on.
Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them.
And that's why when certain motherfuckers say certain shit, ain't nobody dismayed at your faces. I'm offended that you said something about my daughter's virginity, like it's precious and she's fit for a king. Who the fuck would say something like that? Really? I'm not worried about your faces or your comments. Bye, motherfucker. We gonna keep on spitting the word. Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's it on it? Mm-hmm. So we ain't dismayed at your faces and your comments. The scriptures say make your forehead stronger than their foreheads. So, bye. Jump down. Go to Ezekiel 23. We're going to start at 1.
Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 1.
This is our sisters right now in this captivity and other captivities scattered to the four corners of the earth. They won't get their mind right. This is why. Read on.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity.
And what's that going into? That's going into bruise it's going into sex. But it's talking about allegorical, it's talking about Israel and Judah. But it's using them as women because the scriptures give me that in Jeremiah 6 and 2, I think it is. Maybe 6 and 4. Hold on, let me see. 6 and 2.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
So a lot of times when the Most High is talking about us, the Israelites, the true Jews, Israel and Judah, northern and southern kingdom, it talks about us in a feminine form because we are the Most High's bride. And it's many of us married to one. Message. But anyway, it's talking about us in a feminine form. All right, so let's go back to Ezekiel.
Ezekiel chapter 23, I'm going to start at verse 3 again.
But this feminine form is also talking about, hold on real quick, I'm going to read something.
What you want?
1 Corinthians, wait, you can get it.
Yeah.
No, not 1 Corinthians, Ephesians 5. And now there's the one that this called a man named father, mother, 5 and 32.
Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 32. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church.
Read verse 31.
Verse 31. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
Read.
This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church.
So everything with us is how we have to serve Christ is a reflection of how our wives have to serve us. How we as a nation are is a reflection of how we're supposed to be in the marriage. How everything is speaking concerning Christ and the church. That's why I said if you can't rule your house, you can't freaking be over the church neither. Because that's a reflection. Most High said, I love Abraham because he commands him his house after him. His wife, his children, they do what the fuck he say. And I know that he's going to lead them back to me. That's everything that we do is a reflection of Christ in the church. So it's the same way we have to learn Christ. Our wives and the women around us have to learn us because we are their lords. That's how it goes. Christ has to do what his Father says. We have to do what Christ says. They have to do what we say. The children have to do what they say. That's how the shit goes. They don't like it, but who gives a what they like? That's how it goes. So let's go back. When we're reading in Ezekiel, yeah, it's going into the nation of Israel and how our relationship with the Most High, but this is the same way with our women right now in these captivities. They didn't get their back, their mouth, their freaking minds blown out by all kind of lewd nastiness, and then they don't know how they're supposed to be now. Watch this. Read on.
You want to start from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed.
Now watch this. Check the message. There were two women, the daughters of one mother. Two women, the daughters of one mother. What do you think it might be going into? It could be saying. Not the daughters of one father, but the daughters. Do you catch that? The daughters of one mother. So possibly, he's got two different daddies, and they daughters of fucking whoredom. Read on.
And they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity.
And in their youth, they committed whoredoms. They was boning in high school, middle school. Some of them, like myself, I was born in elementary school, so I wasn't boning myself, so there was a little girl there. It was the elementary school, was getting boned. That was molestation, just so y'all know. And I'll share that story. You know, that shit was molestation. They had a freaking older woman that had us doing that shit. I hope she repented in her life, piece of shit. But in their youth, it was fucked up. Because it made me fucked up sexually. And I had a damn lust spirit on me all my life because of that freaking dragon ass bitch. I hope she repented. I hope she can watch these classes. She probably, it's him, it was me, I did this shit. Yeah, it was you, motherfucker. I hope you repented. So they did 5 to 7. He laughing at my fucking shit.
I know most people some people over here, they probably like crying like, damn, that happened to me. They see me over here busting out laughing and shit.
Like, it is what it is.
I'm
Most
sorry,
I still using them, so whatever.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse.
Threw my damn thought off me. Step away real quick.
Hey, can you give me some water?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead, read on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna start from the beginning. It says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity. So like Judah was saying though, this sounds like a single woman, and then she has two daughters, right? Going into the same stuff that we dealing with now. It starts off with the mother being without a father and having two children without one. What's the excuse and what is the reason? And then you're gonna, as we read on, you're gonna find out the same thing, that they're gonna make excuses. It's the same thing. I tell brothers and sisters, it's a repeat when you read the scriptures in the Bible. You got different time periods. You'll have slavery, then you'll have the time of like idolatry, then you have the time of the women. We in that time period of the women right now. The greatest Diana time period. All the woman worship. That's where we at right now. So that's to all you brothers and sisters to be like, why do y'all always talk about the women? Why do you always mention the women? Because that's the time period that we just happen to be in. We ain't in slavery, so I don't need to talk about slavery like that. That was back then. When you had to go through the civil rights and all that stuff, I'm not in that time period. This is where we at, and that's why we focus on this so much.
Yep. And that's real shit, man. You brothers better understand that stuff. It says women shall rule over them. In that last day, when it's talking about 7 women gonna take hold of one man, talking about take away our reproach. That's the time we in right now. My phone ain't stopped ringing yet with worldly sisters that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, what do I do? Help me. I want something better. Okay, then you better start keeping these commandments and submit. You Israelite sisters, a lot of y'all are not you Israel. When I say Israelites, I'm talking about those of you that understand and know that you Israelites. Not like it's a religion or something, but know that you Israelites. Y'all ain't gonna make it. Y'all ain't gonna make it. And y'all, man, y'all just Christians with fringes on. I'm already saved. I'm sanctified. And they submitted and did with the same stuff they ain't did, you ain't did. Difference between you and them is you wear a dress and you got fringes on the bottom of the shit. Other than that, you still ain't submitting to nobody. You think you can go around the man that was put over you to go straight to the Lord. No. But let's read on. We got a lot to read in Ezekiel.
Verse 4. And the names of them were Aholah, the elder, and Aholabah, her sister, and they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem, Aholabah.
So that's how you know it's talking about the two kingdoms, northern and southern kingdom. Where
And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors.
and she's talking about the other nations and the ideals of the other nations. Like right now in America, all our sisters, and wherever you at, the sisters is acting like this. All our sisters, they got an American mind state. That's why they'll wear the stuff that they wear, take the pictures that they take, do all this old stuff. It ain't nothing spiritual, nothing biblical about it, and they try to merge that into God's word as if that's spiritual or biblical. When it talks about modesty and whatnot, they won't do none of that. And they be like, that's right, because we got to be... I'll be talking to sisters and be like, you know you ain't dressed modest. But, you know, the way I was raised and my grandmom and this and that. But what you doing right now ain't... Yeah, but, you know, I come from a way that's like, you think if you fucking talk enough that it's going to make it okay? Your ass is off.
Think about what I just told y'all about if you pay attention to the time periods and how they come. Now you in that time of woman worship, but not only when you do woman worship, then women bring in they fucking idols and shit. So they be bringing, I kid you not, I speak to so many brothers, they be like, yeah man, I know this girl that was dabbling in witchcraft. Yeah, I know this girl that was dabbling in this. So here come all that other shit that these fucking women bring along with them. And so now you got all these sisters that are these Israelites, but they ain't just doing Israelite shit. They bringing all that fucking shit they was doing in the world.
All that worldly shit.
All that worldly
Trying to
shit that come
justify
with
it.
it and try to justify it. That's what we trying to get y'all to understand.
All the whoredoms. But what if a man don't do this what I like? Submit. But what if he don't do... Submission ain't about everything that you like. You trying to get the motherfucker to submit to you with the stuff that you like. You was made for him, and you coming in trying to tell him what the fuck you like. Your job is to make sure that you do everything for him. Learn to like him. Your mind is supposed to be after his mind, but you won't do it.
Yep.
And you got all these different spirits on you from the different men that you've messed with. Read on.
Verse 6.
Hey, you know what? That's why I done talked to a few women in the last couple of days when they talk about, and then the way he did me, and then he did this, and then these men out here because of how he did, and then y'all just, I ain't fucking around because he did, and then the other, and then before him, every man that I done messed with them did this, and then at the end of it, like, you find me somebody? They gotta go through all that shit that you got going on. You got already a preconceived notion of how men are. And so the man that fucks with you gonna have to rewind and unravel all that shit. It might take 15 years to get through all the shit that you done. You done had people that boned you and left you alone, and then boned you in the car, and then played you, and then after they boned you, you seen him with the other girl, and then this is all the shit that y'all got in y'all head from abusing yourselves, throwing your punani out there like the shit is cotton candy at the fair, and then when you finally be like, I want to change now the nigga that come and fuck with you gotta unravel all that. I'm at peace. I'm looking for a wife. I'm at peace right now. I just want a wife. Here go a wife, a precious wife. And they feel like they present it as precious. here go a precious wife.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's all kind of problems with this motherfucker. She done messed with like 17 different penises. She got residue on her. It's a few kids back here behind her and whatnot. And a few baby daddies, and they fucked up too. And some of them niggas is gangsters and still like their ass. And you know what I'm saying? And they still be flirting with them and sending text messages in the middle of the night. And this, that, and the third. And here go all this shit. And here go a precious wife.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, please.
And then they'll say stuff like, all men, all they want from us is sex. All they want from me is sex. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case and you know that, when did you finally understand that? Like after the 15th penis, the 23rd penis,
44th penis,
the 44th? When did you figure out that all these men are no good and all that they want is sex? How many spewed on you before you figure that shit out?
And I looked and the number of them was 144,000 penises. Of the niggas in the hood, 12,000 penises. Of the niggas at work, 12,000 penises. Where's that script at? Hey, this is how y'all read this shit. You know, you sisters is freaking. Hey, I'm about to read this shit right now. This is Revelation 7.
Oh, shit.
And 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels whom was given to hurt the earth and the sea. It said, hurt not the earth and the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants in their foreheads and their foreskins. And I heard the number of them which was sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the penises of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah that they have to mess with. There was 12,000 penises sealed.
Oh,
There's a tribe of Reuben.
No, 12,000 penises spilled.
Hey, of the tribe of Reuben was spilled 12,000.
Oh, shit.
This is how this shit should be read, though, with some of these sisters. They're like, man, stop. Stop. So stop. Your best bet with all the shit that you done did is to shut the fuck up and pray that some man looks at you as valuable enough to cleanse that bullshit off of you. I was about to say something real fucking bold.
Me too. I'm thinking the same thing. Oh, shoot.
All right, let's go back. Let's read verse 5.
Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 5. And a whole lot. I was.
And some of you sisters right now are pissed off that we even laughing about that. That ain't right. Nigga, you did that shit. Don't that you like we making fun and not freaking blasting you, embarrassing the shit out of you. You like we don't know you for real. You can just watch this shit. And you got the choice after you watch this to fix it. But you got to accept 144,000 penises.
Oh, shoot. Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 5. And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine. Are you good?
I'm good.
And she doted on her.
Go ahead, man. Stop all this motherfucking laughing and shit.
It's
You
your
messing
fault.
me up.
Hey, y'all. This is why it's called talk real and personal, real talk.
Oh, shit.
Shit, it's no different than you being at your house, man. You used to be cutting up. Shit, if some of y'all know us, man, y'all know we exactly the same in person. So, shit, it is what it is.
Nothing, I leave it.
Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 5. And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses.
And that's what these sisters be on. They clothed in purple, niggas with jewelry on and shit, you know what I'm saying, stunting. And that's what they be on. And they give their booty up for that type stuff. So watch this. We're going to go through all these type sisters and what they doing. And then the end result of it. Read on.
Verse 7. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria.
Meaning those are the ones that look good. They got the nice clothes on. They're driving the fancy cars and whatnot. These sisters will get with them. And then they'll give their booty up for that shit. Read on.
Yep. Verse 7. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself.
With all their idols. With all that gold and that jewelry, and this is what they present themselves, and they can quite be money, 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 and the fucking, who the other freaking buffoon? Floyd Mayweather.
But,
If I ever met that, go ahead, what you about to say something?
no, go ahead.
If I ever met some of these dudes, they'll be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? They'll be, fuck you, nigga, whatever. But it's the truth. You a fucking clown. You ain't doing it fucking throwing money at booties and shit. I've been seeing videos, man, where Floyd Mayweather come in with briefcases of money, stacks of hundreds and shit, and 50s like this, and throw it at booty. There's people starving right now, you piece of shit. And then you women will look at that and be like, man, that's big money. If I had money like that, because that's all y'all worried about is security. Y'all don't care about the Lord. Y'all worry about security. That's why you men stop doing this shit. Don't be spoiling these fucking women. They're supposed to be spoiling you as unto the Lord. Don't be fucking spoiling them. You listen to these men talking about, yeah, she working, then you don't do this, and you supposed to be the one. Fuck you. Get on up out of here. Nobody want to hear that shit. That's why these fucking women are spoiled right now. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Read on.
Real quick, it said, thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. So remember what I said first, the women. And then the women bring in this idolatry shit, and then you brothers follow right behind them.
Like Solomon.
Which goes right into Revelation 7, or Revelations, when it talks about Jezebel, Revelations 2, and you following behind her and her whoredoms. The shit is a repeat. It's telling you all over the scriptures, and it does it repeatedly, and y'all brothers ain't listening. That's why I keep telling y'all, stop fucking entertaining these fucking women on these damn social media sites. Don't entertain their questions. Don't answer none of their scriptures. If they got husbands, go to their husbands. If they don't want to fucking submit, don't fucking deal with them, period.
Block them out.
Don't deal with them, period. Because it's the same spirit all over again. And then they dabble in so much stuff. They watching 5 different camps. On top of that, they watching shit in their world and Christianity. They bring all that shit together and they bring it into freaking here and call themselves Israelite women. It's bullshit. An Israelite woman is fucking quiet. An Israelite woman is submissive. An Israelite woman don't fucking talk back. An Israelite woman don't question you whenever you say this is what it is, because I'm your Lord. Never mind what you think or what you've been taught. All that shit is bullshit. There's no what if after you tell her to do something. All these motherfuckers is Jezebels. Every last one of them.
I'm going to give you the scripture of what you just said. This is 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Let your women keep silent in the churches, for it is not permitted for them unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also said the law.
You see that? You're supposed to be under obedience at all times. That is what you were commanded of, sisters. So there should be no reason why, if any man, especially your husbands, should have any problems with y'all. If he asks you to do something, the response after that should be yes. Or whatever he wants you to call him.
Yes, sir. Yes, my Lord.
Whatever. There should be nothing else behind that. Like, this shit is not hard at all.
But what if he wants you to cut off your nipples and then sell them on the black? Shut the fuck up. Nobody want to hear that shit. It's the stuff that sisters be coming with. Well, what if he wants you to have sex with another woman while he's in the bed with both of y'all? What the fuck are you into? Why are you even in a situation like that? That's what you sisters are right now and they say, I'm just supposed to say yes to anything? Well, what if this? What if the sky fell and the sun was coming down and they would, should I say yes to that? Shut up, Disney character.
And what I say to that is, all that shit ran through your mind as you was cracking your legs. At the time, though, you didn't give a fuck. And
at the time it was yes, more, yes, more. And then afterwards and shit. It's, well, if he want me to do this, then I'm supposed to just be saying yes. And whatever, then later on that night, yes, yes, yes. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody listening to y'all. You brothers stop listening to that bullshit.
I said it on the post because me and Judah was talking about it. The difference is the submission on your back feels good. The other submission with me telling you what the fuck to do, that one don't feel good. That's the difference. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy.
Hey, in the heat of that, brother be like, you gonna do what I say, right? You gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna do it all, big daddy. Everything you say, flip me over. Yes, oh shit, yes. And after that shit is over, I ain't gotta do it. Who are you? You think you my boss? I ain't gonna do fucking nasty ass slut hole. I'm over here shit.
Hey, and he already gotta put on scuba gear and gloves and shit to go in that motherfucker with a scrub pad.
A scrub pad, like he about to wash a plane. Big ass canal.
And he got goggles with windshield wipers on him because he got to go in there already, and you telling him what he can and can't have. Meanwhile, he hear this, Daddy, Mama!
What you there doing to my mama? Get off my mama! Like, what the fuck? Hey man, tell your kids to be quiet.
Oh shit! And then when she done, she telling you she hungry. She telling you she.
I know some of y'all like, man, that's fucked up, man. Y'all shouldn't even be saying, but this shit is true. A lot of you niggas on here like, man, this shit happened to me. Get off my mama! You come out of the room and shit all sweaty and shit. With
Shit.
what you in there doing to my mama? Look at this little snotty nose nigga right there. This be the motherfucker that be telling you need to be a motherfucking husband to me, and this is my demands. You gotta have this, and you gotta have that, and you gotta have that. And if you gonna buy some, you gotta buy shoes for Sean Quisha and John Gisha and B Nisha. Get the fuck out of here. Don't ever hear y'all shit.
Hey, she got 11 kids and all of them going down to ABC line. Every last one of them.
Amanisha, Bamadisha, Kamasisha,
Emanisha,
Denisha, Dejanay, Lexus. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. Get demands. If you don't stop that shit, these are the sisters, man, when y'all read the Bible, I encourage you brothers to look up the words. Some of these words that you just read past, look it up. And you're going to be like, damn, it says that about these motherfuckers in the Bible?
Hey,
yes.
That's why this shit is easy for me and him to roll off our tongue. That's why we be telling y'all niggas to man the fuck up. Because when you read this Bible, nigga, you feel empowered. Because the prophets were saying the same exact thing.
They were saying it worse than
Matter
what we said.
Matter of fact, when you actually go back and go through the history, you see that they had to change it because the shit had to be hard. It'll be tolerable to fucking read it.
Yeah, Christianity changed this shit up. The King James version or whatever, it's the closest version, straight up. But if you dig into it and see what it said actually in the Hebrew, it's like, God damn, that's talking about poo nanny and her nasty, funky, nasty ass and discovering and exposing her freaking twat and then freaking kicking her into the lake. And it's like, God damn, that's real bad. That's hard. We've been taught a watered down version. So we're just trying to give it to you as real as we can muster up without it really sounding as fucked up as it does sound in the Bible in Hebrew. In Hebrew, they wasn't pulling no punches with this shit. But anyway, let's read on.
Alright, what verse we at?
That's why I'd be like, man, y'all don't know the Bible. Shut up. You ain't freaking Christians with fringes on.
We have verse 8. Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity, and poured their whoredom upon her. Verse 9. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she doted.
And so what it's going into is he's giving her up to all her whoredoms, all her idolatries, all her lewdness. He's giving her up to it. And he's allowing it. Like right now, our sisters right now. Y'all think that y'all blessed. The Lord still blessed me. I got a good job and I'm independent and whatnot. The Most High is giving you up to whatever the hell you want to do. You think you blessed right now? Okay, live your life. You think you blessed. You think it's the Most High blessing you. God is blessing you, right? Okay, live your life, sister. At the end of it, it's going to be fucking bad for you. Because you read this stuff and you know that sounds like your life right there. You've been defiling yourself over and over and over and over again. But you still got suede and silk and colors of purple and painted faces, and your job is still good, and you driving the nice shit, and you can take care of all these freaking babies behind you and all of those stuff, and you think that because you still alive that God blessed you. Mm-hmm. Okay, read on.
Verse 10. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword. And she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. Mm-hmm. And when her sister, Aholibah, saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she, and in her whoredoms more than her sister in her whoredoms.
This is talking about just so you brothers know, you brothers that study, we know it's going into the northern and southern kingdom. So don't give me no messages about, actually, that's going into the whoredoms of Israel and Judah. We already know that. But I speak a great mystery. This is talking about Christ in the church. When it goes into marriage and all that, everything is allegory for everything. It all comes back full circle into one ball. That's the way this shit goes. So this is talking about actually the women also. And Most High gave them up to their lovers. And we're not to believe a lie. If you're going to believe a lie, He give you up to believe a lie. Go ahead and continue believing that fucking lie. And you just be a whore your whole life. And all these kids is going to witness against you. And all your whoredom is going to witness against you. And I'm going to give you up over and over and over again from generation to generation because you're not going to try to fix it. That's what the Most High is telling you right here. Read on. We're going to read all the way down to 22.
Verse 12. She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains and rulers, clothed most gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men.
You see that? It's the same thing. What are they on? What makes them feel good? What looks good? They feel secure. They desirable young men, and they got clothing on, and this, that, and the third. And that's the stuff these women be going for. And then that's why they'll look at a brother that is a good man, but he ain't got no job. But he's a good man. He just ain't got no job over here in America. He's a good man, but he ain't got no money like that over here in America. But they have the money of the world. And they'll close up their bowels of compassion and be like, here's a good man. This is the type of man that I want because he's a good man. He can teach me and whatnot. And the Most High has blessed me with money, the money of this fucking captivity. And I got enough money to take care of not only myself, but five other motherfuckers if I wanted to. But this good man, I'm going to push him off like he ain't no good man because he ain't doting about me with the money and whatnot. But he can teach me how to be a righteous sister so I don't fucking defile myself with a bunch of people. But I ain't going to worship him. You see the bullshit? Mm-hmm. But a man, like, for instance, brothers, I can have a freaking $50 million and whatnot, and only thing I'm thinking about is, nigga, I don't give a fuck if you got money or not. Nigga, come on over here, because this is a good brother. I need this motherfucker around me. And you too, come on over here and whatnot. I pay all the fucking bills. It don't matter. And the brothers come on in here. Women don't think like that. These some carnal, freaking, lusty-ass bastards. I'm telling you. And when you find a good one, you better hold on to her ass. Because the average woman don't think like that. And then you got these band-ass dudes that be like, yeah, man, if he ain't breaking his back for you to do this, that, and the third, then he ain't a real man or whatnot. That ain't scriptural. Mm-hmm. That ain't biblical. That's bullshit. That's the ways of Assyria, the ways of Egypt, the ways of America. It's bullshit. Read on.
Verse 12. I read it again. Verse 12. She doted upon the Assyrians and her neighbors, captains and rulers clothed most gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Mm-hmm. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and that she increased her whoredoms, for when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them, and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea.
Now, some of this is going to go over some of y'all's head, those of you that don't study. But what is going on is, this is these women that they all lusty according to their eyes. They want to see men that's doing this and they got to do that, and they don't, and they got nice stuff and this, that, and the third, and that's what they want. They not looking for no righteousness. They ain't looking for righteous brothers. They ain't looking for brothers that's going to be like, nigga, we in this shit forever together, and I'm going to teach you how to be a righteous sister. They ain't looking for that. They looking for a motherfucker that can give them stuff and blow their back out. That's what they looking for, period. And then after they done got old and ain't nobody looking to them because they don't look the same no more, then they like, I just want somebody to be with me. That's what the fuck they be doing.
Yep. I'm looking up this word. That's why you see me over here. I'm looking up inordinate.
How can you see that?
Yeah, I know, it's small. I was trying to find this other word. But it's called, I looked up inordinate. It means lustfulness. And you got to think about that. Lustfulness, because it's naming all these men and all the things that they have, right? The whoredom comes because, let's say this man has one thing that you crave. So you're going to be with this man.
It reminds me of that. Remember that one sister's like, I need 3 niggas.
Go ahead. Yeah. So you already know I'm
I already know.
Go ahead. While I look up this word.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Yeah,
there was a sister that she did a video. I wish I still had the video. Maybe I can find it. You sent it to me. Yeah, now I'm going to look up some shit too. Hold up. Hey, if any of y'all get the video, send it to me real quick. Where you at, Mosh? Me and you be sending each other so many damn messages.
Yeah, you probably ain't gonna find him.
I'm gonna find it. This shit. Why can't you find you on here? Hold on, y'all bear with us. Don't go nowhere, damn it. Don't go nowhere. I know the sisters gonna log off because they don't want to hear this shit. These motherfuckers is crazy. Hold up, I'm gonna find it. She said, I need 3 motherfucking niggas just to make one good nigga. Like, what? You nasty ass bitch. 3 motherfuckers, one with a big penis, one that won't cheat, and one that know how to bone, and one with some money. 4 niggas to make one nigga.
You said all that shit.
Like, what? You nasty ass heifer? Hold on. Damn, Ma, she be sending me all kind of shit. Hold up, y'all.
Yeah, I got my shit. All right. So, one of the words when you look it up is called amorous. It's amorous, and it means showing, feeling, or relating to sexual desire. So think about this. Giving up to sexual desire. So you have all these men, and they have all these things that you want from each and every one of them. So what do these women only have to offer and only have to give? The same thing that they given up today. That's the only thing that they have. And just like today, they give that up and they get the benefits of everything. So not only do you get to get your back blown out, but now you reap the benefits of everything that these men have. Shit, the last time I checked, like prostitution. Y'all try to mask it as something else, but that's exactly what it is. You giving your ass up for something. It is what it is. So it's telling you the same thing back then is the same thing that's going on now. Did you find? I can find.
Now, I gotta go through it because you be sending me some crazy shit. I'm looking at some of these videos. I'm like, shit, I want to play them at all of
Yeah,
them.
because you don't be looking at. Hey man, I be sending Cuz a whole lot of stuff, man. He just don't be looking or whatnot.
You be
Let me Google. I can Google
crazy
it, man.
shit.
I can Google it
Hold up.
or YouTube it.
Hold up. I'm gonna find it. I'm way up here. I know it's crazy as hell. I gotta be up there somewhere.
I find. Let me see.
Oh shit, that's nasty. Some of the shit you be sending me is crazy, man.
Yeah, I know. I feel
What
it.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, some of y'all brothers that know us, send that shit to us.
It's that sister that she was sitting in the car. She was like, I need 3 motherfuckers to make one good motherfucker.
Let me find it. Yeah, somebody have it, send it to us.
Don't worry about it. Let's read.
Alright. I'll find it while you're talking, man. This is verse 17. And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredom. And she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister.
You see that? And it said, this is the Most High said, because of this bull crap with you sisters, Most High said, my mind is alienated from y'all. Right now, y'all my wife's mother sent a freaking message talking about, I'm just done with it. I'm going to give it to the Lord. Dealing with me and my wife. I sent a message back, the Lord ain't listening to you. The Lord don't give a fuck about what you talking about. You a freaking adulterous, non-repentant ass. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. No, then the Lord ain't listening to you. The Lord will turn his ear from me, from him, from any one of us. The Lord ain't obligated to listen to us with our bullshit. And you can be adulterous and nasty and you fucking ain't never repented. You still living that same fucking life. You just gonna get old and you too tired to do the same shit you was doing when you had energy. And now you think the Lord's listening to your prayers. The Lord's just gonna judge everybody on your behalf. You ain't did nothing for the Lord. Nothing for his people. You just living your fucking nasty ass life and you think the Lord is listening to you. When you stand before the Lord, you're gonna get your ass beat.
And to your point, y'all got to understand, you cannot be in the midst of whoredom and have that kind of lifestyle in the midst of idolatry and then still think you serving the Lord. The scripture says no man can serve two masters. How can you be on both sides of the fence?
Lukewarm than a motherfucker.
That shit don't make any sense at all. It's telling you right here that if you doing the stuff that the Most High alienated himself from you. So what the hell are you talking about? Who would convince you that it's the Most High dealing with you? It don't work like that.
Be in their own head. Let's read on.
Verse 19. Yet she multiplied her whoredoms in calling to remembrance the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. She doted upon their paramours, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses.
She doted upon her paramours, right? Talking about her lovers. When she says she doted upon her paramours, her lovers. Another word for paramours is concubines. Like men can have concubines. This is talking about women doting among her lovers. That is freaking nasty. I'm gonna give you an example. This is that. Hey, hold up. Hey man, why I won't play?
I don't know. That's your shit.
Come on, man, play the shit.
What's the name of it?
Hold up. Ah, there you go.
Do you have
God, make it play.
Can you send it? What's the name of it? And do you have it plugged into the TV?
There you go.
We are trying to express our sexuality.
This is our sisters today.
You see people twerking and dancing and getting along. That is the culture of pride. We are trying to express our sexuality without being killed for it. You can't fucking tell me I can't fucking twerk at a pride protest. Fuck you. You don't know the culture. Don't ask me what the fuck it helps. Do some research. If you don't know what it helps, you shouldn't have been there. Get the fuck off my page. Why are you commenting? Period. If it's not for you, sis, it ain't for you, sis. I'm sorry you don't know what an orgasm is. I have them. Real ones. Because I don't suppress my sexuality. Because I know where my fucking pussy looks like and works like. Do you know where your urethra is? Have ya had a chance to squirt? Because all women can do it. You just don't know shit.
Remember one day I'm on my high school.
Hold on. Pause that shit. All that to fucking say I'm have an orgasm, like the end all, be all, tell all of your existence,
Squirt.
and going to war and fucking fighting against the cops and fucking getting killed in the streets.
Black Lives
Is
Matter.
to fucking raise your vagina and squirt that motherfucker.
Imagine if brothers was like this. I'm gonna fuck you out real quick.
Nah,
Imagine if brothers
you
like
gotta
this.
be kidding me.
Because we sick of all this motherfucking oppression. And to show y'all we sick of this shit. We fucking sick of this shit. How many of you niggas done squirted? Motherfucker. supposed to take you motherfuckers serious. And all you sisters be like, when y'all be going hard on women, you right, when we sick of this fucking oppression. Black Lives Matter, nigga.
Oh, shit, nigga. You motherfucker doing this shit, swinging this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all
Clap,
motherfucker.
clap, 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 clap. Y'all brothers know what I'm talking about. Pop, 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 pop. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, real talk, me and Judah be walking and talking about this shit, and it's like, they'll do this shit, and then all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, they want you to fucking take them serious. Or they'll be doing some shit, and then the kids walk by, they already fucking crying and hysterical and fucking retarded themselves, and then the kids walk by and they go, hey, make sure you go and clean up your room, Johnny. And then the kid leave like, right back to fucking the motherfuckers.
This
The
shit,
motherfuckers is crazy.
motherfucking oppression got us. Fucking oppression. I'm sick of this shit. Black Lives Matter.
I'm
Who ain't squirted yet? And this is shit. Hey, we got so many videos. Some of the videos I just didn't want to play for this class. I gotta save for other classes.
Oh shit.
But this is the shit that the average sister be on. And then the sisters, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna rewind it back. The sisters that act like, well, that is messed up. I would never be like that. Then you said something like, man, all praises that you protected your daughter's virginity. I'm offended that you talking about my daughter's virginity and she's meant for a king. What kind of shit is that? Ah, you a motherfucking twerker.
Nah,
You a twerker. But fuck, cause you got on nice clothes, you got a nice job and shit. You the same motherfucking way. Your booty just ain't big enough to be sexy to twerk with it.
Hey, the reason being, man, it's
right.
It's still in them. That's the reason being. It's still in them because it be the same ones that'll be like, it's okay if it's homosexuality. That's their business. It's okay if it's this, that, and the third, and it's their business. But it's all the wrong shit. And the reason why this is okay, and it's okay because it's their business, because in your business is a whole lot of shit going on.
It's the same shit.
That's why.
You see people twerking and dancing and getting along. That is the culture of pride. We are trying to express our sexuality without being killed for it. You
Yeah,
can
that-
fucking tell me I can't fucking twerk at a pride protest? Fuck you. You don't know the culture. Don't ask me what the
Hey.
fuck it helps. Just
You fucking going to war. That's why, hey, you going to fucking war, bullets flying, niggas is fighting, shit going all over the place, and this bitch want to jump in the middle of that shit and twerk. She want the right to fucking twerk. So meanwhile, while we fucking wrestling and tussling and bumping shit over, we gotta be careful because this bitch in the middle of the floor dancing.
Excuse.
You can't make this shit up. Oh, you about to show that one
Yeah,
too?
look.
Yeah, you can't make
This is the shit that be going on. And sisters know that this shit is going on. Some of these be your best fucking friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. I put a post out. Sisters, you are fucking a loony bin. You are a lunatic. If any of your children are your fucking best friends, if you fucking always going out and like on a date with your son, you single mothers that go on a date with your son and your daughters, and you calling them constantly, and they can't have friends and they can't do this because you have a relationship, you crazy. And I tell brothers, leave them alone if they kids is their best friend. And I know a whole lot of sisters that can't do shit without they fucking kids. I done had a sister put me on hold in a council. My son is calling. My son is bringing me a gift. My son is this, my son that. I'm like, shit.
Nigga, your husband?
Yeah, nigga, you need a husband. That's bad if this nigga is doing your everything.
Y'all think this shit is uncommon. This shit is
This
common.
shit
Watch
is
this.
common like hell.
okay, can you hold it? Okay, sit on me now. Yeah, sit on me. Okay.
you gonna convince me, like I was saying real quick, that's what I mean by treating them fucking kids like they your best friends, like they fucking accessories. So you mean to tell me that daughter is better off with her fucking mother than whatever the fucking dad is doing?
I don't give that nigga if it's drug lord. Nigga,
I don't give a
get
fuck.
your daughter from this
and
bitch.
They'll do shit like that, and that's what I said. They'll do shit like that, and then 5 minutes later, that bitch got on a suit going to the fucking law office.
Yeah, she be a nurse and shit.
She a fucking lawyer.
She come in your room and shit. So what are your symptoms?
They fucking crazy. They crazy.
And then they mind because they had it. I twerked my way through medical school. I you nasty ass bitch doctor. You still a nasty motherfucker. Let's read on.
Where we at? Verse what?
17.
This is Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 17. And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredom, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister.
You see that? So we can stop right there. The Most High is against hoes. It don't matter that you feel like you're not a hoe. Mm-hmm. If you're not doing the shit that the Most High designed for you to do, then you are against the Lord. You are anti-Christ. If you're not doing what you were designed to do, you're against the Lord, sister. And nobody got time for your shit, whether or not you feel like this or feel like that or this, that, and that. You're against the Lord, period. All of us are convinced ourselves of our own bullshit. Give me that in Jeremiah 17 and 9. All of us are convinced ourselves of our own bullshit. Your heart, which is your mind, and not talking about this boom, 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 boom. Your mind is deceitful, and it will deceive you. And make you believe whatever the fuck you want to believe about yourself. We all want to be the best people in the world. I convinced myself that nigga in my hood, I was the hardest nigga. If I think being a fucking tough nigga is the best shit to be, I'm gonna convince people that don't know that I'm the toughest nigga in the hood. If I think that being a gigolo was the best shit to be, I convince them that I had all the girls. Then we'll get that shit in our mind. That's why you see a lot of these nerd niggas that was always nerdy all through high school and shit, and then you see them grow up and they get jobs and shit, now they driving a Cadillac. And then anybody that talks to them, they'll tell them, they ain't gonna be telling the nigga that, yeah, I was a jerk in high school and I used to get beat up all the time and shit. Most of them will be like, yeah, I was the man. You know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers was sleeping on me. I was the man. That's what they gonna say. Because your mind is fucking deceitful. Read that real quick.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. Real quick. Hey, Terrence, if you on here, check your message. I sent you one. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
You think you know yourself? No, you don't. Know this about yourself, like I know about myself, like I know my brother knows about himself. We ain't shit. We need people around us that's gonna tell us, right there you good, right there you fucking bad. Because we'll make everything good, because our minds are deceitful. We'll always try to convince ourselves that it ain't as bad as what the fuck it really is when it pertains to us. That's why all of us need accountability around us at all times. These motherfucking sisters don't be wanting no accountability. They ain't gonna take credit for nothing. I mean, they ain't gonna take responsibility for nothing, but they'll take credit for everything. It's bullshit.
Yeah. And again, it said the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? To your point, sisters would tell us anything. It's always somebody else's fault. It's the man's fault. It's the
my mama's fault.
It's my mama's fault. My daddy's fault. So on and so forth. It's always somebody else's fault, right? But verse 10 says, I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So, if it's everybody else's fault, I know the Most High is a righteous God and a righteous judge. And if you are that type of sister, you would be exalted. And you would be living somewhere off and you have a husband and you have a nice place and a good life. But God said he gives everybody according to the fruit of their doings. So how the hell you got 3 kids, 4 baby daddies. You got debt, 2 abortions.
Hey, check what he just said though. He said 3 kids for 4 baby daddies.
Yeah.
So one of these niggas is being tricked into thinking that one of these niggas is his kid, but it really ain't. Just go ahead. That shit happens.
2 abortions. You got all these things that you done had in your life, and it's everybody else's fault. How the fuck, if my God that I read in the Bible is righteous, and I know everything that I've done, I've admittedly said, damn, it's my fault. It ain't nobody's fault but mine, and I gotta own up to it. And I repented of these things. I've been forgiven of these things, but some of these things I still gotta pay for because, damn it, it's part of my life, and that's just my cross that I gotta bear until it's the end. And I'm gonna teach from those experiences, so don't nobody else gotta go through that shit, cause that shit fucking sucks.
Hopefully somebody can get it righter than I tried to get it.
That's what we do, but y'all, it's always somebody else's fault. And every time I talk to y'all sisters, I know more about the nigga that you talking about than you. And I ain't even ever spoke to the nigga.
Because that's all you're talking about. And then what he did, and then this is the other thing he did. And then he did this, and then he did it, and all I did was right shit. And then this ain't gonna do this. And then his mom and them did this, and then they did this, and then well, guess what he definitely did? You know, he gets to the point of like, look here, motherfucker, who are you? Because I don't even know, he ain't even on the phone. Get him on the phone then. You give me his whole life and shit like you his representative. You don't even like him. You trying to make sure that I look at him so bad that you can't be nothing but glorious. Mm-hmm. Fuck out of here.
And every so many times where they be saying stuff about brothers, and I'm telling y'all brothers, apply the scriptures. Because a woman will take you on an emotional roller coaster. Let me get there real quick.
Like, wee!
Let me get that. Sarah.
We're going down.
Let me find
it. Where we going?
Sarah. Yes, 11 and start at 7.
I know y'all be thinking we crazy as well. This should be real though. Sirach 11?
Mm-hmm. 11 and start at verse 7.
Sirach.
When you dealing with sisters, brothers, I'm telling you, take heed to this because they use their emotions to deceive your ass. And if you don't, you're gonna get put in a trick bag and you're gonna look stupid. Read that.
Sirach 11 and 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, then rebuke.
Because they'll be, like he said, they'll tell you so many things about this brother, and if you don't watch yourself, you'll find yourself getting mad at this brother and think he ain't shit. And then by the time you get on the phone, it ain't nothing like what this sister said at all. And you be like, damn, sis, you didn't tell me that.
Hey, remember that brother in Florida? There's a brother in Florida that his wife, I know his wife, I don't know him. Now, she left her husband, they was in the truth. They was in the truth together. She left him, got with another motherfucker. Now, her husband keep the commandments. She was keeping the commandments. They was together, met them in the truth. This motherfucking woman leaves her husband, who was in the truth, who is in the truth, leaves him, gets with another dude who is now her husband. That shit is out of order. It ain't like she left her husband of whoredom, the worldly brother, and the unbelieving depart, let him depart, you're not under bondage in such a case. She left this motherfucker that they was keeping the Sabbath or whatever they was doing together. They was keeping the whatever feast days, fringes, all that shit, wearing garments, showing up together, the majestic. She left him and got with another motherfucker, right? She was following me and Moss. You know what I'm talking about, right? In Florida. Mm-hmm. Then he called me and he tried to clown and I fucking ripped his ass and he was like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So she got on me and I clowned. Her husband hits me up and he's like, yeah, brother, and you gonna this, that, and the third, mm-hmm. and I got into him. I'm like, brother, you fucking serious? You let him put a battery in your back? Here's what's really going on. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh shit. Yeah, you're right.
I remember that too.
You remember that shit?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
But what happened? She is painting this picture like she's a super spiritual, glorious fucking sister, and when it's all said and done, she the devil. And she done put a battery in his back to where he's ready to go against me, and I didn't do nothing to him. Mm-hmm. And that's what ends up happening. This is what I'm talking about. You freaking sisters, y'all do this shit, and brothers will sit down and get, and they'll rally up behind this shit, and then next thing you know, we be done killed each other, and this fucking demon-ass sister will go on with her life and snatch another soul from a nigga.
Mm-hmm. Even on Facebook, That's why I be telling y'all brothers don't entertain these women. Especially them motherfuckers that be posting a whole lot of scriptures and be trying to break the shit down and explain shit. And they have these long soliloquies. They trying to lure you in. And when they lure you in in a conversation. And they trying to satisfy themselves. And a lot of these sisters that do that, it be the married ones. So you know what I always do? I screenshot they shit and I fucking send it to their husband all the time. Them motherfuckers be the worst ones. The ones that are married be the worst ones. They will talk shit all day and then threaten you with their husband.
I think my husband's a real man. He'll fuck you up. But,
I'm like, shit, he don't even know you doing this shit more than likely.
And then they come to the table with him. Yep. And the only thing they're looking at is my baby's crying. What did this motherfucker do to you? Like, nigga, you on her. Motherfucker, I'll fucking kill you. That's what the dude tried to do with me. And after I broke the shit down, he's like, damn. I'm like, yeah, nigga, we can be fucking friends. Your fucking stupid ass wife with this bullshit. Brothers don't ever come to me with this shit. I'm gonna make you look stupid. What you want?
No, that's it. That was it.
Alright, let's go. Alright, so let's go into how y'all repent real quick. We'll get this class out. 2 Corinthians 5:17. For you sisters that want to get right. Y'all hearing this class and y'all want to get right. This is how you do it. First, all you sisters, you know what I'm saying, you non-virgin, multiple children, few baby daddies, even if it's one baby daddy and you ain't with him no more, you motherfuckers is dirty. Accept that. You dirty. You ain't got no room to talk. You're not a chaste virgin. Don't act like you're a virgin now and all the shit that you did ain't there. All the stuff that you done went through with all these men that you shouldn't have been fucking with is still on your spirit. And you bring that to the table. You always try to bring that shit to the table and think that we're supposed to just deal with it. You're nasty. It's time to stop. Read that. 2 Corinthians 5:17.
Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
If you say you're in Christ, sister, then you're a new creature. We get that. Just like me, him, and all of us, we trying to be new creatures. We got a past of bullshit. Y'all hear these classes and y'all think that we just saying that y'all fucking doomed and it ain't no help. No, it is help. But you can't say that you're a new creature and bring all your old shit into this shit. You can't say that I'm a new creature in Christ now, covered by the blood, and then you bringing all your shit into it and acting as if niggas is just supposed to accept that.
Yeah, we gotta deal with it.
We just gotta deal with it. While we're trying to change and not bring all our old gangster shit into this shit, you bringing all your thought, baby daddy bullshit into this motherfucking shit and thinking people are supposed to change according to your will. You ain't did nothing according to what the Bible says you supposed to be doing. You supposed to be chaste. You supposed to be, what's another word? The way that you look. What the fuck is the word? Modest. You supposed to be quiet. You supposed to have a meek spirit. You ain't trying to change none of that. But y'all looking for brothers to change.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't no little creature.
Right, and then you say, I'm waiting on a man that's worthy of submission. Meanwhile, when this man, if he takes you in, the niggas eat boxed macaroni and cheese with fucking hamburger meat in it, microwave fucking meals, the fucking toilet seat is dirty, you spending all your fucking time on Facebook, you fucking, your breath smell like menthols. You ain't did nothing while while he was getting himself together. What the hell was you doing?
I ain't gotta do nothing. That's what I got to offer.
Right. So meanwhile, when he get himself together, he says, come on, sis. Now he's got to take all your shit with him. That shit don't make no sense. And then meanwhile, while he's getting his shit together, you done had 12, 13, 14 of them before you even got to him.
I need to start stretching or something. I can't.
Like y'all don't understand. Like the psychology of you sisters, man, is funny to me. It's teenagerish.
Them motherfuckers is ridiculous.
It don't make any sense to the thought process, because if that shit is believable, again, like he said, you be chaste. You have all your shit together. You be trying to do all that stuff in the meantime, but what y'all do is, I wasn't raised like that. Nobody taught me. Well, shit, I wasn't raised like that, and nobody taught me either. But shit, I had to go fucking do it.
Google the shit, stupid motherfucker. Google what submission means, and then do that.
Be quiet.
Read on.
Where we at? 18. And all things are of God, who hath reconciled us to himself by Jesus Christ, and hath given, to us the ministry of reconciliation.
Go ahead, say it. What you say? Say it, shit.
No, it ain't. It just what you was doing earlier.
What?
No, I'm saying all that fucking dancing. You like, yeah, you got a girl be twerking?
Yeah.
He was like, I saw Panda saw her, he was like, damn. I'm sorry, man. He was like, damn.
Alright, a few more scriptures and then we done.
Oh, yeah.
1 Peter 2. For all you sisters, real talk, that y'all come into this thing and y'all think that y'all can just be any kind of way that y'all want to be. And then we just supposed to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
No. The end of this, because you, especially you sisters that's so-called in the truth, that ain't submitted yet, the end is going to be worse than the beginning for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know better. You supposed to know better. You just ain't trying to listen. That's why when y'all say dumb shit like, well, am I supposed to submit if he ain't this, that, and the third? And it be a married sister saying this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, are you serious? You already in the marriage. That right there is a sign of submission. Y'all boned yesterday. That right there is a sign of submission. And you telling me he can't tell you nothing? If he ain't got me, I ain't gonna submit to him and everything. You a hoe. You a married whore. Period. Read that.
Yeah, I don't know what that definition of love is. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 17. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the king. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear. Not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward.
Mm-hmm.
For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward God endure grief suffering wrongfully.
That's you sisters be like, well, what if he's like this and what if he's like that? Hey, you a servant to that man. You when you said that y'all two together, you submit to him. That's your Lord. It don't matter when he's mean. So what? You didn't give a fucking. You okay with him being mean when he's like, really turn this shit up, fuck. You're like, oh, get it, mean daddy, get that shit. Then he's mean, okay, that shit's cool then. But then in regular life, he'd be like, look, I said, go ahead and give me something to eat. You could have said it better than that. I don't even like the way you a fucking hoe. Nobody want to hear what you got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because you done already laid with him. You're already trying to. You full of shit. Brother, stop playing with these sisters. Stop playing with them. Read on.
Verse 20. For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
But sister be like, he didn't make me feel good all the time. And sometimes he be mean and this, that, and the third, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, I get that. But you still belong to him. Do what he says. Jump down to chapter 3, verse 1.
1 Peter 3 and 1.
Same thought, the 3 and 1, all that shit was just put in there. It's a continuous letter. What it say?
1 Peter 3 and 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection.
Likewise, because we were just talking about servants. Likewise, the same way, you wives, be in subjection to what?
To your own husband.
Be in subjection to your own husband. The same way that we just got through talking about the servants. If you got a mean master, you still take that shit patiently and be in subjection to him. Because Christ had to take it patiently and be in subjection because his Lord, the Father of all creation, told him that's what he had to do. So you do the same thing. Likewise, ye wives, read on.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wise.
You ain't strong enough spiritually to win this motherfucker over? I'm just gonna jump ship. You ain't shit. Read on.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Just like this sister I was just telling y'all about that both of y'all in the truth. It's one thing if you're an unbeliever and he's an unbeliever and you got to deal with idolatry and all that. The unbeliever depart, let him depart. Just chalk that shit up to fornication. start over and become a new creature. You sisters is sitting in a relationship talking about, I'm a believer and he ain't a believer and I'm still going to sit here and bang it out, and then you talking to other motherfuckers and you're the devil. Because you should have been the left. And chalk that shit up to fornication. And them children, the children of whoredom and fornication. Give them motherfuckers back to their daddy and then start over, because you the one that spiritually God is awakening, right? So give up the kids, give up all that shit and start over. Y'all don't want to do that because y'all want power over somebody. Y'all full of shit. And brothers, if y'all in a relationship like that with sisters, that you know that you love the Lord, and this sister's trying to make it seem like you ain't spiritual enough for her, so she ain't got to submit to you. She's an unbeliever. Get rid of her fucking ass. And if she ever touch another man, don't ever deal with her again. If she never touch another man and come back to you and repent, you can take her back. Outside of that, fuck her. Was that it on that?
That was verse 22.
That's what I did.
That was it. Yeah, that's it.
Jump down to Hebrews 10:26.
Say Hebrews 10:26. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
So now you sisters are here in this class and you receive the knowledge of the truth on what you're supposed to be. If you sin willfully, meaning you be like, fuck all that, I'm gonna just do me. I don't need no man, I don't need no heads, whatever. And you go on about your life like you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 15, 2 years, just justifying yourself. Read them.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
Don't be trying to call on Christ. Christ is my sacrifice for sins. No, he's not. You got the truth right here, and you still gonna continue doing what you're doing. You ain't gonna submit to no man. You ain't gonna be godly. You ain't gonna put in no works. You ain't gonna help nobody do shit. There ain't no sacrifice for you. When you stand before the Most High, you ain't gonna have no covering. Christ can't cover you because you ain't did shit. You ain't did nothing. All the men that he left behind for you to be supporting, you ain't supported nothing. You ain't gonna have no covering when you stand before the Most High. There'll be no propitiation for your sins. There's no atonement for your shit. You full of. Read on.
Verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversary.
And that's what you got to look forward to. A certain looking for a fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries of God. Read on.
Verse 28. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the Son of God, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace.
All y'all that think y'all in the grace right now, you sisters that won't submit, because y'all think y'all in the grace of Jesus, you're doing despite the Spirit of grace. Grace is a time for you to get it right, to get back to the mind of your Father. As a matter of fact, when you get that in Malachi 4, I want to say it's Malachi 4 and 6. Malachi 4 is short.
Yeah. You said Malachi 4 and 6?
Mm-hmm. Nah, you're Maccabees and shit right now.
Yeah, I can't see, man. I'm fucking my eyes. You just staring at me and shit.
Malachi. Right there. Right there. God damn it. What's wrong with this?
Right here, 4.
He went through Malachi several times. You keep on trying to flip back to it.
4 and what? 6?
You know, you got to be quicker than that. This is the last verse.
Malachi 4 and 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
So at the end of this shit, the Most High is trying to turn our hearts back to our forefathers, how they did it, not how we doing it now. You can't make it seem like how we doing it is the best way to do it under the new covenant. Get the fuck out of here. The new covenant is trying to give you grace so you can have time to line your shit back up to how our fathers did it.
Hey,
stupid.
And you said something, man, that I freaking hear Christians say all the time. Christians, they'll say, well, that was back then, and that was during the old time, and you know, things has changed now. And I'll be thinking to myself, so you mean to tell me that you looking around and shit is fucked up? Killings, we've been put in slavery, food is bad,
twerking and
bad
squirting,
jobs,
whopping,
all that shit, and your response is, well, shit, this ain't the same. Things change. It ain't like that no more. Well, motherfucker, I'm trying to go back to that. What are you talking about?
When husband and wife raised families, when it was even in the fucking 50s and 40s and shit. Slavery was mother and father and raising the kids and whatnot. Yeah, I got the nerve to say, well, things is different now. Things are fucked up now. We're supposed to be going back to the hearts of our fathers, you stupid ass bitches.
It don't make no sense.
That's it. Yeah, I'm done. You cool?
Yeah, hold on, man.
Talk real and personal. And hey, we got something for you brothers real quick. This is medicine. We need y'all to listen to this shit every day because the biggest problem is you niggas is acting like bitches.
Hey, and Santel, yeah, that is my ringtone. Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, I'm scared to go to a meeting with this nigga because his phone gonna ring.
All the time, nigga.
But until then, we're gonna leave y'all with this.
Nigga, don't act like us.
That's why I don't got love.
And for you sisters, for you early ass sisters, I'm gonna leave y'all with some of this. Motherfuckers.